sushi, soy sauce is used to enhance the flavor of fish. Therefore, you shouldn't be using it as dip or sauce all over, because too much of it will kill the delicate flavor of fish and also seasoned rice. When you dip the rice part into soy sauce, which lots of people do here, is quite wrong, because number one, rice is seasoned, so don't ruin it. Number two, the rice will crumble in soy sauce dish, and that makes it so messy. And number three, rice absorbs too much soy sauce, and you will be consuming too much, which you don't want to do that. It has too much salt in it. Okay? All right. Next, we are moving on to sake, everybody's favorite, I guess. First, I'm going to talk about the grade of sake. How sake is made, what's in it, how do they grade it, which sake is better. The serving style of sushi had changed after the World War II. Till then, the sushi stand never served sake, tea only. But today, we can't really talk about sushi counter, sitting at the sushi counter, not enjoying good sake. So let's learn a little bit about sake. Sake is an alcoholic beverage originated in Japan. Japanese has been drinking sake for happy and unhappy occasions, and it is also used as an offering to various gods. Sake is made from 3 ingredients: rice, koji, which is just like the mold brew on milled rice. It's yucky, but we need enzyme. So rice, koji, and water. That's it. Unlike wine made from fruits, rice does not contain any sugar, and this is why we need koji. Koji contributes enzymes that are needed to break down starch into sugar. And the sugar is just what the sugar is just what the yeast need to produce alcohol. The quality, flavor, and aroma of sake depend on rice itself, water, koji, and processing technique. Now, speaking of processing technique, we have a person called toji. Toji is the person who determines the fate of the final products. It is the job title of the sake brewer and a highly respected job in the Japanese society. This title was historically passed on from father to son. Today, new toji are either veteran brewery workers, or they get trained at the university. Rice grain contains, go back please. There you go. If you look at the green one, at the picture with the green background, I know it's too small to see, but rice grain contains starch in the core, in the middle, center. But in the outer layers, it also contains protein, fat, and some minerals. But those protein and fat in the outer layers, which adversely affects fermentation, which adversely affects fermentation, and in general, it leads to off flavors. So in other words, the toji wants to make perfect sake, and she or he want to get rid of all those unwanted flavors. So there comes this polishing. The outer layers are polished off to make better quality sake. When at least 30% of outer layer is polished off, it is labeled junmai, and it means pure rice or rice only. So when you buy sake, look at the bottle. If it says junmai, the grain was 30% polished off, and they did not add anything but koji and water. Some junmai could have polished off more than 40% during the process of sake making, and that one is labeled tokubetsu junmai, meaning special junmai. So at the start, 30% is polished off, but during the process, more was polished off, and eventually they lose outer 40%. The requirement for junmai labeling was minimum polishing to 30%. But when I was doing the research, I just learned that Japan's liquor tax law revised the definition in 2004 from minimum of 30% to 20%. Now, if the 40% of outer layer is polished off, it is labeled ginjo, and 50% or more, daiginjo. So there are 3 labels. Now, in old days, especially during after the wars, when there was great shortage with rice, the large sake breweries made sake by adding distilled alcohol to increase the yield. It was cheaper this way for the breweries, so this custom was carried on for a long time, even after World War II. But as the economy started picking up, people wanted to drink good sake, not distilled flavored sake. So the trend began from the local breweries who used to make sake and sell them to the local people. Now it caught on nationwide, so everyone's making good sake now. And I'm glad. Now, distilled alcohol is not totally bad though. A tiny amount could enhance the natural aroma and it cleans the taste. So today, even ginjo and daiginjo may have a little amount of added distilled alcohol. If you read the label again, you can buy daiginjo, and if it doesn't say daiginjo junmai, then it has little added distilled alcohol, which is not bad. We will be introducing 3 different sakes later today for your tasting, so look forward and pass the test. Okay, now, here, okay. We are going to have Chef Shiro, and then he's going to do the knife demonstration or explanation, and he's going to talk about fish. Chef Shiro is from Shiro's Sushi in Belltown, where I also work. He is a Seattle's sushi icon. Everybody knows him since 1960s. He made lots of contributions to Seattle, and he also published a book, which Elaine mentioned, and you can purchase his book later if you like. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Master Chef Shiro.
Good afternoon. Yeah, they gave me 5 minutes for introduce knife. So I'm going to do as fast as possible. So here is we call deba. I think most of the people already know what the deba bocho is. That's we usually use. This is one for flay the fish, cut the fish. This is a very useful knife, but this is very important. And when we have to cut the big bone or take a head off, that time we use this knife, and very heavy and very strong. This already have a chip because we twist, then easy, break the sharp part. So when you use that knife, don't twist, just straight cut is very important. And okay, this is a deba, and the next popular one. This is we call the yanagi knife. This is the one. This is when after we clean, take a head off, take the guts out, and the flay fish. Then we have to make a sashimi or slice for the sushi. That time use yanagi hocho. Okay? Then we can slice very smooth, and we cannot break the fish meat. So we have to be very careful when we flay the fish, especially salmon. The meat is very soft, and mackerel is softer than the salmon. So we have to be really careful to flay. If I have a time, I can show, but come to shows. And next knife, and I show one thing. This is a same yanagi knife, and I have used this about 5 years. And right now, I'm using at the shows this knife, and I have used this almost 25 years. This is a part of my hand, and it was like much longer than this and thicker than this. But we have to sharp almost every day. But I'm getting lazier, so whenever I feel down, then I sharp. And we have to use the stone because like this Western style knife, they have a sharp edge part from both sides. But only Japanese knife, we just have a edge from the one side. So we cannot use a steel like this, We have to use a stone. This is our knife culture. That's kind of important. And I suggest you to use like a Western knife. Much easier handling, take caring, and clean, and much lighter, and very easy sharpening. So I really suggest you to use the Western style. And we are using lots of Western style knife too.